Fell 2-0 at Swangard. It's a beautiful evening for soccer at Marina Auto Stadium in downtown Rochester as the Rhinos and the Whitecaps prepare to do battle for the second time in 7 days. Good evening, soccer fans. I'm Joe Giuliano, and welcome to USSF Second Division Soccer. Our color commentator this evening, former Rochester Rhino defender and midfielder Mike Kerms, joining us for Rochester and Vancouver. These two teams met last Saturday at Swangard Stadium, a 2-0 win for Vancouver, and they are a very stingy defense led by Jay Nolly. But there's a former Rochester Rhino who really sets the table for this Vancouver Whitecaps attack, Mike.
Yeah, Martin Nash, he comes from a soccer family. Steve, his brother, believe it or not, played soccer. He came and trained with us in Rochester a couple times, and he's a good soccer player. And it just goes through the family. The father played pro soccer. But when Martin gets that ball, he can spray the ball all around the field, and he really controls the center of the park. The Rhinos have to put pressure on him this week. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble with Martin spraying the ball all over the field again.
So Martin Nash, 4 assists this year, extremely dangerous in setting the attack, as you heard from Mike Kerms. For the Rochester Rhinos this evening, a change in goal took place 2 games ago, and it's going to continue this evening. Making his 3rd straight start is Neil Kitson. And Mike, he's got some big shoes to fill replacing Scott Vallow.
Yeah, Scott's a solid goalkeeper, and you know what? The team maybe needed a little bit of a change, and Bob made that change. And Neil's done all right. Although they've lost 2 games, Neil is a tough keeper from Long Island, of course, and he's a solid keeper. And he leads the defense. He's a leader back there. He's young, but he does lead the team.
So Neil Kitson getting his 3rd straight start this evening for the Rochester Rhinos. Earlier today, we spoke with head coach Bob Lilly and asked him what does he expect from his Rochester Rhinos facing Vancouver for the 2nd time in a week.
Well, we did some good things in Vancouver, but I don't feel we were physically, matched for them last week. I think we got to raise our intensity there. Obviously, clean up both goals we felt were preventable with a little bit tighter defending, and certainly we had great possession in the midfield, and we've got to turn that possession into quality scoring chances. So we hope to do the things we did well last week, improve on some of the deficiencies. Tactically we'll make a few adjustments that we feel will give us a better chance to get a result tonight. It's a good team. We'll have to play well to get a result.
Kickoff is moments away. It's the Rochester Rhinos and the Vancouver Whitecaps from Marina Auto Stadium. Coming up next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
If you want to sell your car or truck, don't go through the headache of placing ads. Go to CashMyCar.com, because CashMyCar.com will buy your vehicle on the spot. We'll give you the most money possible, and we'll do all the paperwork. Get to our authorized redemption center at 941 Ridge Road in Webster. Don't sell or trade your car. Go to CashMyCar.com. Call 1-800-616-7185. CashMyCar.com, where your car turns into cash. CashMyCar.com.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. Don't miss your chance to win a 2010 Camaro SS. Play daily for your chance to win. Hurry, time's running out. Plus, join the club and receive up to $25 in free slot play and other great members-only benefits. at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. The fun starts here.
Rochester, 1880, the year the Zweigel family began providing their legendary products. Today, this local women-owned family business introduces a new line of specialty chicken sausages, including Italian, chorizo, and spinach and feta. Lower in fat and sodium, gluten-free and fully cooked. Zweigel's chicken sausages are ready in minutes to add to your favorite pasta, rice dish, or soup for the whole family to enjoy. Items available at Tops or your friendly neighborhood grocery store. Enjoy Zweigel's specialty chicken sausages today.
You know what my little buddy's doing with this Mercedes emblem?
I'm not entirely sure, Billy.
Well, my sock monkey buddy is kicking and kind of telling him that he's in the new Sorrento and forget about the Mercedes because they're so similar, but you can drive the new Sorrento for $299 a month with $0 down.
Well, you certainly can't do that with a Mercedes.
And you can't. And this is only about $40,000 less.
Well, and I mean, who knows better than a sock monkey?
Anywhere in New York, it's going to be huge.
And welcome back to Marina Auto Stadium, game number 9 of the year for the Rochester Rhinos as they're taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps. Vancouver in the all blue will be attacking the goal to our left. They'll have the kickoff as your starting lineups for this evening's game. First for the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps, Jay Nolly in goal. Outstanding job. The back four, Bellasomo, Aquari, Knight, and Siskarides on the outside. In the middle, it's going to be Nash and Steele, Davies and Toure on the outside, and Dudu Toure and James up top for Vancouver. For the Rochester Rhinos, looking to snap that 2-game losing streak, it'll be Kitson for the 3rd straight start in goal. Robertson, Bellamy in the middle, Greenfield, Sanfilippo on the outside with Pitchkolan camped right in front of them. Hines and Spicer on the flanks, and you've got Franks along with Rosenlund in the middle of the park with Anthony Hamilton, the lone forward. I'm Joe Giuliano, joined by former Rhino Mike Kerms. Rochester, 2-0 losers last week at Swangard Stadium. Looking to pay back the Vancouver Whitecaps as Sanfilippo has a cross to the top of the 18. Bellasomo gets his foot on it. Siskarides and Spicer go up for the header. And they're going to say last touch by Darren Spicer. May have taken a knock against Siskarides, the 23-year-old who played with Miami last season, and he's a big, tough customer on the outside of defense, Mike.
Yeah, he's a solid kid. He'd be scary to play against, but you know what? He just high-fived Spicer, and he's definitely he's a good guy. Maybe.
Spicer making his 6th appearance of the season. He's got 1 assist. That came in the season opener at Miami. There's Bellamy. He's back in the starting lineup. His 4th appearance. His touch goes to Dudu Toure, the 18-year-old. Now this is Ansu Toure on the near side. Good move. He's taken down, though, by Sanfilippo. And there'll be a free kick coming up here for the Whitecaps. And guess who's marching over to take this one?
Martin Nash, free kick specialist.
Absolutely. 4 assists this year for the former Rhino. And he's going to face a 2-man wall here on the near side.
Yeah, Martin was all league early in his career with us in 2000 when I played with him, and he could put the ball on a dime. I would give him the ball all day from every free kick spot.
There's his driven service into the 6 and through the box. Cross back into the mix. This time it's headed up by Pitchkolan, and it's settled on the far side now. It is Knight with the ball, or Davies, I'm sorry. Back to Knight. Knight and Davies playing with it on the far side. Vancouver taking some space here, coming forward. Bellasomo with it. Played in the midfield last week against the Rhinos. Partnered up with Nash. Here's Jonathan Steele, another former Rhino. It's his touch forward. It's cleared away by Sanfilippo, only at the midfield. Aquari loses it in the sun, but Knight is there to settle in the far side.
Vancouver's lineup is real interesting. Last week they beat the Rhinos, and they've taken out 4 guys. It could be the work that they all put in against Montreal on Wednesday. They really wanted to win that Canadian championship. But you're missing 2 guys up top with Haber and Stewart. We'll see how these guys do tonight with Torre and James up top.
Stewart especially was the thorn in the side last week for the Rhinos. He was outstanding with that pace, had a goal, set the table quite nicely for the Whitecaps as Steele under pressure here. We talked about Steele and Nash. You know, there's only one ball. Are they going to be satisfied? Is there going to be enough touches for those 2 talented players?
Well, they're going to have to definitely share the ball. I would take those 2 guys any day of the week to play the center of the park for me. They're both workhorses. They both like to get stuck in, and they both can spray the ball, which is going to be dangerous for the Rhinos tonight.
Long ball trying to get it to Anthony Hamilton, who's the lone forward up top. His pressure, though, forces the giveaway, and the British Columbia native Rosenlund comes away with it to Hines. Hines lays it back to the South African Jonathan Greenfield. Here's Pitchkolan. He's going to switch it to the near side for Spicer. Spicer and Siskarides squaring up. Good one-touch back from Franks. Can Spicer keep it in? Nope. Rolls out of bounds on the near sideline. Goal kick coming up for Jay Nolly. And Mike, Rochester got the back four set up, and Pitchkolan's kind of camped out in front of them. Talk about his role this evening.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Rhinos are going with a 4-5-1 tonight against one of the strongest defenses in the league with the lone forward. So really today Spicer and Hines are really going to have to get forward, and Pitchkolan's going to be sweeping behind the midfield. He's going to be a sweeper, just running left and right. He's going to have to work real hard today.
So Pitchkolan was starting centrally alongside of Troy Roberts, but Bellamy of St. Bonaventure University picks up the start this evening as a central defender. Bellamy, young 22-year-old. There's a long ball forward. Hamilton nicely off the chest for Rosenlund. He's going to push it forward now at the Whitecaps defense. Through ball to Hines inside the 18, left-footed cross, and deflected out of bounds by Belasomo. Good build up there from the Rhinos. So a corner kick from the far side, 5th minute. And scoreless at Marina Auto Stadium on an absolutely gorgeous evening for soccer, and a very nice crowd in downtown Rochester.
Exactly what happened there with Pitchkolan in the center of the park there with Hines and Franks. It allows Hines and Franks to get behind Nash and Steele.
Here's the service. The header from Hamilton. They look closer than it really was, as that's off the mark, and another goal kick coming up for Jay Nolly. And talk about being stingy. Jay Nolly, 3 straight shutouts in league play, as he watches this one sail just wide, as that was actually Bellamy, the central defender, getting up and helping out there. Long ball for Marlon James. Tries a one-touch forward for Dudu Toure. And his pressure forcing Greenfield to play it out of bounds. Throwing for the Whitecaps on the far side. Knight to take it. Goes off the head of Hines. Pitchkolan gets his foot up, and that'll go out of bounds, and a throw-in for Davies, who leaves it for Wes Knight on the far side. Wes Knight, 23 years old. Started on Wednesday. He was the only change in the lineup. He took the place of Chris Williams in place of the team that started against Rochester on Saturday. There's the long throw and into the box. Roberts gets up and heads it out to Davies. Here comes central. Here's Nash now. Quick one-touch back outside. Crossed into the box. Kitson takes a look at it off the crossbar, and it's still in play inside the 18. Steele, swerving cross through the 6, and that's a good ball, but no one there for Vancouver. Toure was the target for Jonathan Steele.
Roberts has to put his head on that. Just letting it go like that, that's dangerous.
There's a look at the replay there, and it hit the top of the crossbar. Kitson kept his eye on it, but Vancouver continued to play in a good swerving ball from Johnny Steele.
Yeah, but right there, Roberts has to get his head on that. The ball's coming into his 6, and he just let that go.
Steele and Sanchez have come over to play in the midfield this year for Vancouver. So you've got Nash, Sanchez, Steele. Not a bad position to be in if you're Tater Torderson, the head coach of the Whitecaps.
No, I'd be very happy to have those guys, like I said, in the center of the park.
Rolling on the far side now. Go ahead, Mike.
As you can see from that last play, Nash started the offense there. He swung it back to the outside, and then Johnny Steele's the guy who gets that final cross into the center of the box.
Sanfilippo. Toure took a little wipeout at midfield. Long ball forward. Aquari being pressured by Hamilton. Spins, gets away from the pressure. Belasomo with it now. Ansu Toure checking back for it. There's one on the ground to the other Toure, or actually this is Marlon James. He's triple teamed, and Rochester knocks it out of bounds. Marlon James, 32 years old. 1 goal this year, 4 appearances.
One thing about James is he can score goals. He hasn't played a lot of games, and he does score some goals.
He scores them in bunches. Once he starts scoring, they seem to come in packages for the big striker from St. Vincent and Grenadine. There's Siskarides with the throw in the near side. Ansu Toure and Bellamy fighting for it. Cross gets away inside the 18 and comes out the near side. Sanfilippo will slide and knock it out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos for Vancouver. Steele quickly takes it. Siskarides back to Aquari. He was teammates with Sanfilippo last year in Charleston. Now, opposing defenders this evening. Overlapping Knight on the far side gets a high cross away, and they're going to say that one went out of bounds. Referee this evening is Lee Suckle. The assistants are Brian Dunn and Ashley Cedro. And your fourth official is Pat Robb. If you're just tuning in, I'm Joe Giuliano with former Rhino defender and midfielder Mike Kerms. We're in the 9th minute. Rochester and Vancouver are scoreless. As we're getting that overlapping run from Wes Knight. And from that angle there, Mike, I think he did a good job to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, unless when he curled it in, may have gone out over the line. Yep.
Exactly, great point.
He's got the best angle.
Sanfilippo, that's this one, roll out of bounds.
First 10 minutes here, it looks like Vancouver's putting the pressure on the Rhinos and not allowing the Rhinos to play their possession type game.
Bellamy just belts one to midfield. Nash will settle it down. Looking for James to apply some pressure on Bellamy. But the young defender does a nice job shielding off the big Vancouver striker. This is the final regular season visit for the Vancouver Whitecaps to Rochester as they're making the jump to Major League Soccer in 2011. They have a goal of 16,500 season tickets is their goal for their opening season. Currently at about 10,000 right now, so things well underway. As Franks heads this one forward, Hines settles it down on the turf, overlapping now is Greenfield. Our side back to Jamie Franks. Franks really started off as a flank player, but the last couple games it's been more central for Bob Lilly.
He's a very active midfielder. It'll be interesting to see how Rosenland and Franks connect tonight.
The combination was Moto Galvan and Rosenland. Here's Rosenland spinning, now going forward with it. Just to chip it, they had some more space there, but Vancouver breaks it up. Nash to steal. And Suture. Fancy footwork there, keeping the ball away from Spicer. 28-year-old, scored the goal on Wednesday in Montreal in the Neutralite Canadian Championship.
Right there is where Spicer's got to send a message. He's got to get stuck in right there, get on the ground, nice slide tackle right in front of his bench, and it lifts the team up. Getting stuck in at any point in the game will lift your team up.
Pitchkolan tries a ball into space. Siskarides reads it well. Takes a step over and wins it for Vancouver. Bellamy intercepting the Jonathan Steele pass. Rosenland. Ball into space for Anthony Hamilton. Good chip around Belasoma. Hamilton in, right-footed shot through the legs of Nolly and out of bounds as he does a great job just to flick it around. Luca Bellasomo and Nolly lucky to get a piece of his leg on that ball.
What a great ball, and Hamilton did great in the 18. He just has to finish that. It's tough. It's tough to finish in the 18 from that angle. But Nolly's an experienced keeper, came out and cut down the angle on Hamilton.
Spicer with the service. Nolly inside the 6. Picks it up there. Jay Nolly, 6 shutouts in 7 league games. Closing the door on the 24-year-old Anthony Hamilton, leading the Rhinos with 2 goals and 1 assist. Here's Knight. Deflected pass ends up to Davies. There's Luca Bellasomo. Is it forward now over the head of Roberts. And this one's gonna get inside the 18 barely, where Kitson takes no chances and sends this one deep downfield. Bellasomo beats Hamilton to the ball. And Siskarides will start possession here for the Whitecaps. And Suture very busy here in this half. Trying to get James sprung in behind Bellamy. All died on the turf, and Rochester takes away possession. The Rhinos are back home on June the 4th. Minnesota coming to town for a 7:30 kickoff. But before that, a lot of work to do against the very stingy Vancouver Whitecaps. Roseland crossing midfield into space for Hines. Far side, just outside the 18, left-footed cross. Looking for Hamilton, but Bellasomo is there once again. As Rosenland and Hines getting things going on that far side. Corner kick for Rochester, 13th minute.
Hines also had Franks at the top of the 18. Similar today, if you saw the U.S. game, Bradley passed it back to Dempsey for that opportunity.
There's Hines on the short corner. Chips it into the box. Pitchkolan with a great opportunity. Wide open at the 6. And that one is headed wide. Great opportunity here, Mike. Good service from Hines.
Yeah, the Rhinos are doing a great job putting pressure on Vancouver right now. But at the same rate, Vancouver is playing a very direct style of the game, and the Rhinos are playing a possession style of the game. And it's an interesting to see who's going to win this.
Quarry and Toure were the defenders on either side of Pitchkolan, who knows he should have done better there. As he gets a touch forward now to Hines. Rosenlund, 23-year-old, 9th appearance with 2 assists this year. And Greenfield, his ball's deflected and picked up by Wes Knight. Back to Luca Bellosomo. Dual citizenship, Italian and Canadian, in his 3rd year with Vancouver. Nash just tries to drive one forward. It's off Rosenlund. And it'll be a throw-in for the Whitecaps. Knight to take it. Gets it up over midfield where the head of Greenfield pushes it forward to Franks. Now he comes backwards to the team captain, Frankie Sanfilippo. There's Troy Roberts, the former LA Galaxy player, played 61 games in MLS. Sanfilippo's missed kick. Siskarides reads it well, and Spicer and Frankie Sanfilippo collide. Throw in here for Tater Torderson's Vancouver Whitecaps. The Icelandic coach, Tater Torderson, up off the bench, controlling the sideline right now. There's Toure, he's knocked off the ball, and they'll say he was the last one to touch it. So Rochester picking up a throw in here in the 15th minute, and scoreless. Sanfilippo to take the throw in. Siskarides just heads it back into the Rhinos half of the field. Franks off the chest, blind pass there, no one there but the Vancouver defender. And Rosenlund now, long ball. Hamilton's got a beat on this one, near side of the 18. Quarry closing him down. Hamilton trying to cut around the central defender, and not going to work as this one goes out of bounds. Goal kick coming up for Jay Nolly and the Vancouver Whitecaps. Jay Nolly played every minute in 2009. 3,600 minutes played.
That's amazing. But it's for a goalkeeper, not so much.
You've got some great defenders in front of you to help out.
I hate to be a backup keeper on that team.
Here's the goal kick headed by Pitchkolan. Toure on the ground to Marlon James. He spins and can't keep possession. 32-year-old with 8 goals last season. And a hat trick against Minnesota, 2 goals against Puerto Rico. I guess that's where the reputation of goals in bunches comes into play. Here's Sanfilippo's throwing. Franks. Now Roseland changing it to the far side. Hines has got some space. Knight coming over to close him down. Hines, burst of speed, can't escape the Vancouver defense. Spins with a left foot and wins a throw-in for Rochester.
Hines has been very active on that left side tonight. Better than I've seen him play in the last few games.
Here's Greenfield's throw into Roseland, and that's out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for Wes Knight and the Whitecaps, who, as Mike mentioned, out of the Nutrilite Canadian Championship. So Toronto FC winning that championship and the CONCACAF Champions League berth. As this one's off the Whitecaps, throwing for the Rhinos, far side of the field. And still filing in here. Should be a nice crowd at Marina Auto Stadium. Checking back is Hamilton. Lays it off for Hines. Nash. Interception there. Gets it to James. Pitchkolan quickly applying pressure. Winning possession back for the Rhinos. Roseland, 25 yards out. Dead center with a shot, and it's up and over the bar. Give Pitchkolan credit there, Mike, for that great pressure.
Oh yeah, and that's what the 3 guys in the middle need to do. They need to put pressure there and continue to put pressure. And they're gonna get opportunities every single time. Roseland does a great job with the ball here, just looking, and why not give it a go? Why not give it a go from 25 yards out, but try to keep it on frame?
There's Pitchkolan now pushing forward. Rochester taking the goal kick and immediately putting it in Vancouver's half of the field. Franks. Roberts. Crowd trying to spur on the Rhinos. Bellamy's long ball, no one there for Rochester as Spicer was checking back. And Nolly will pick it up for the Caps. Steals one touch, goes up and over the Rhinos bench, throw in for the captain, Sanfilippo, 28 years old. Played with Syracuse, Rochester, Carolina, and Charleston. Roseland spinning around, looking for some help, gets it from Sanfilippo. And Roseland, a little cheeky play there, tried to keep possession, but Lee Suckle sees the handball played and a free kick coming up for the Whitecaps. Vancouver, no stranger to championship games. 2008 champions, won it in 06 where Bob Lilly came to Rochester. And he won the championship with the Whitecaps. Last year, pretty much manhandled Montreal, 3-1 loss in the final.
Yeah, experienced team on the field here, and Vancouver did dominate the first 10 minutes, and the flow of the game has changed a little bit. It's definitely an up and down game. It's an exciting game to watch.
There's Davies. This one pops up in the air. James trying to get it to sit down. He can't. And Pitchkolan gets his head on it forward to Hamilton. Big, strong challenge from Siskaridis to step in front of Anthony Hamilton. And possession retained here by Bellasomo. Our side now, Knight. And this one goes way ahead of everybody. Kitson will come out and let this roll out of play. Goal kick for the Rhinos. We are in the 20th minute and scoreless. Second and final meeting of the season between Rochester and Vancouver.
Yeah, Rhinos need to get 3 points here. They need to make a statement in the league, get 3 points against a very strong Vancouver team. Plus, it's a home win.
Rochester had a 4-game winning streak until Crystal Palace Baltimore came into town and shocked the Rhinos. They've lost their last 2, so looking to get back into winning ways. Nash, Davies, West Knight played quite a bit together on that far side this evening. A lot of touches for those guys. There's Davies again. Can't reach this one. Franks avoids the slide tackle of Nash.
But you see Martin gets stuck in. He gets down and he gets stuck in and he tries to tackle. We haven't seen that from the Rhinos tonight.
You played with Martin Nash, and last year, this year, he seems to be more fit than he's ever been.
Oh, it's the fittest I've ever seen him. I was talking to him before the game today, and he's very fit. He's loving the game. His experience is starting to set in with his speed and his fitness, and he needs to stay fit at his age in order to stay in the league. And he's still, he's running the show out here right now.
Talk about his age and staying in the league, 34 years old, and I'm sure he wants to be some part of Major League Soccer next year.
Either that or the NBA, right? But yeah, I'm sure Nash would love to give it a go for a couple of years, and if not, who knows? Maybe the Rhinos have a spot for him here.
There's his long ball. Net is offsides, and referee's assistant Ashley Cedro a little late to make the call, but makes the right call. Martin Nash with Rochester for 3 years, 2000 through 2002. Was second league all USL last year.
Once again, very close offsides, and who's the guy that plays him the ball? Martin Nash.
Quick one-touch hit forward. We talked about at the start of the broadcast, they'd have to close down Martin Nash this evening. 22 minutes in, Mike. Have they done a good job of that so far?
Well, we haven't seen Johnny Steele a lot, so they're definitely closing down Johnny. Johnny's coming off of an injury of his LCL, and I'd like to see Johnny a little bit more active in this game, but I think the Rhinos are closing him down with the 3 guys in the middle against 2. Nash and Steele have their work cut out for him.
Steele coming over from Puerto Rico. There's Nash now. He's pressured, loses possession. Spicer now with it. He can go straight at Siskaridis, top of the 18. Spins back to his left. It's behind Rosenlund. Vancouver now can recover defensively. Pitchkolan and the Rhinos start their attack again. Slide tackle from Pitchkolan, knocking James off the ball. That's the second time those 2 guys have collided. Hamilton in behind the defense, and he is offsides. As the referee's assistant on the near side makes the call. Pitchkolan and Marlon James have been battling right in the middle of the field. That's the second time James has gone down.
I never like to see a player down like this, but Pitchkolan got stuck in, and that's what the Rhinos need. They need a lift like that.
James is going to be okay. The trainer not needed, but Pitchkolan coming with that fire that Mike Kerms talks about. Free kick taken. Here's Spicer, it's over his head, but Hamilton there to help out. Sanfilippo. Franks, good touch here on the near side. Hamilton, he's got some wheels. If he's given space, he can get behind a defense and hurt you. Nash, little toe poke. Gets possession here for Vancouver. Spins, plays it back to Johnny Steele. Steele with Nash, tight space here. Siskarides is going to open things up now, play it back to Bellasomo. And all the way on the far side now to West Knight. Davies. Toure, the 18-year-old, very tall, lanky forward from the Whitecaps residency program, starting up top this evening with James. There's a loose ball. Bellamy quickly to play it forward through the legs of Hamilton. Siskarides with it now. Nash. Sent forward into space. Toure never quits on it. Bellamy works hard to fight him off the ball. There's Spicer. Franks. From the boys in blue. And this one's out of bounds. Hamilton.
Hamilton did a great job there getting away from the two defenders, and he just kicked it out of bounds, unfortunately.
Hamilton, a 2009 draft pick of Chivas USA. He's up top all alone this evening. Jonathan Steele, former league MVP. Really improved his game and started to shine once he started playing for Colin Clark in Puerto Rico. Not sure if it was the coaching or just maybe some maturity. But he's still very young. You look at his age. Steele is still 24 years old. A lot of great soccer ahead of him.
Yeah, Johnny started in the league when he was 18. And he was, I think there's a lot of maturity there. I was talking to Johnny before the game as well, and he's a different person. He's grown up a lot. I think he's gotten his knocks, and being an MVP in the league, that helps him, helps out his confidence, but also makes him a team. At one point, he became a team leader, and that's something that you never thought Johnny would do.
It's a big loss for the Islanders and huge gain for the Whitecaps. Pitchkolan, the former Minnesota Thunder defender Jonathan Greenfield, really made his living as a central defender, a central midfielder. He's fit in quite nicely as an outside back on the left side. Toure with it. Space here for Siskarides. Spicer coming to close him down. Nash. Good pressure from Hamilton. Running that ball to get to the far side to Davies. And Kitson will pick it up here for the Rhinos. Pressure there from James. Kitson able to just get it away from the striker, barely. Franks. There's Sanfilippo. 27th minute, Rochester, Vancouver are scoreless. Marina Auto Stadium in downtown Rochester. Bad giveaway here. And here's Ansu Toure on the near side. Pitchkolan closing him down. Spicer coming over as well. Middle of the field to Nash. Spins, turns. Outside now. Knight. Marlon James and Roberts battling on the far side. James taken down, and that ball still in play as both players take a tumble, and the referee's assistant will say a throw-in on the far side, and Marlon James
That could be a
not too happy with that.
It could be a yellow card, and I'm surprised that the ref's not going over there and giving him a yellow card. It could be a strong warning.
Lee Suckle having a word with the big striker, as I'm sure a bit of frustration maybe settling in as well, as he was taken down a couple times by Pitchkolan, and this time doesn't win the throw-in, and they are nose to nose. Here's a great look at it from the near sideline. Very surprised he didn't get a yellow card.
Yeah, frustration. James has gotten hit a couple times, but that's what the Rhinos have to do. They have to keep hitting these guys. Make their mark on the game. Every single guy. Both teams, they got to make their marks on the team, on the field.
That's not a nice conversation that we're having. Nelson Aquari with it. Aquari spent some time with 3 teams of Major League Soccer. Real Salt Lake, Columbus Crew, and the Metro Stars. Remember that team?
Yes.
Now the New York Red Bulls. Hamilton, ball is offsides.
I was actually in a conversation last week and we was talking about the Metro Stars, the current Metro Stars, and someone's like, where have you been? Where have you been? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right, the Red Bulls.
Red Bulls and Giant Stadium gone now, Red Bull Arena. Beautiful venue. Hopefully soccer will take off in the New York City area, and hopefully for Vancouver as well, as we're in the 29th minute and scoreless at Marina Auto Stadium. Vancouver's jump to Major League Soccer will be, I guess, a temporary home. Empire Field, 27,000-seat stadium being constructed now, will open the season in March, and hopefully by July of 2011, BC Place will be done with the renovations of the retractable roof and other good stuff to happen in British Columbia.
$460 million.
Amazing. Amazing money. And I know Vancouver is still kind of pressing to have a waterfront stadium built. But with the renovations to BC Place, it's going to be hard to leave that venue.
Yeah, but it's just a sign of what's going on in soccer in North America. It's going to be 10 years from now. What's going to be the framework of the MLS and possibly the USSF second division?
They've made the right steps. There's no doubt about that. Toure taking Franks off the ball. No call. Nash has it now. Jonathan Steele. Forward now looking for Toure. Bellamy does a good job to hold him off the ball. Possession is kept here for the Rhinos. Sanfilippo. This one still stays in. Siskarides has time to just settle it and get it forward again here for Vancouver. As Haber was talking to Torderson, looks like he may be an early change. We'll see if that happens in this first half, but he is in deep conversation with his head coach on the near sideline. Wes Knight to take the throw-in.
Just as James is frustrated, I think the coach might be frustrated with James.
He's had a tough go of it here. And Haber was a handful, to say the least, for the Rhinos last weekend. Pitchkolan, Franks. Tough one to handle off the chest. Avoids the pressure. Hamilton. Unlucky to not steal the ball the way there from Wes Knight. And Vancouver has possession. Jonathan Steele. Good step by Sanfilippo. Anticipating that. Rosenlund coming forward. Top of the 18. Sanfilippo. Left-footed shot is just wide of the far post. Good effort there from Frankie Sanfilippo as he broke up the initial play and continued making his run forward. Good opportunity there for the Rhinos.
That's great stuff by Frankie, being in the right back, stepping up, anticipating that play, and Rosalind and Frankie just connecting. Great run by Frankie. Great left-footed shot. Unfortunately, not on frame.
Nolly diving to his right. Really one of the better opportunities for the Rhinos this half, besides the Pitchkolan opportunity off the head.
Yeah, against a team with 6 shutouts, the Rhinos have. I feel they've had 3 to 4 golden opportunities in this game. They need to put something away before Vancouver starts waking up.
Roseland, Sanfilippo again, just wide. High cross. Another way by Bellasomo. Siskarides with it now. Steele. Carried up by the Whitecaps. Pitchkolan. Steele playing a little game of back and forth headers. Sanfilippo brings it down for the Rhinos. Goes up over Roberts, so he's got to retrieve and chase that ball back. 33rd minute. Scoreless, Rochester and Vancouver. There's Kitson. He's got great distribution off the ground. He's got a long, booming kick. There's Spicer now. Roseland on the near flank. Deep in Vancouver territory. Franks cutting inside the 18. Right-footed cross that's up and over everyone there. As Hines coming in over his head.
That whole play starts with Kitson's long kick, though, and Hamilton posting up at the top, and the Rhinos running off of Hamilton, and that's how they have to play the 4-5-1. The wingers have to come forward, and the midfielders have got to support Hamilton, and then get it back out wide, and they got an opportunity there once again.
Yeah, great opportunity there for the Rhinos as they work the system to perfection. Here's Kitson now with it, rolls it on the ground to Pitchkolan. It was a late signing for the Rhinos. Aaron Pitchkolan, 7 games played. Was with FC Dallas from 2005 through 2009. Pitchkolan laying it off now for Roseland. I'm sure he'd like to prove a point against his hometown team. Pitchkolan. Roseland, part of that UC Santa Barbara connection with Nunez and Monta Galvan. The NCAA championship.
He's
Roberts
out
to Franks, spinning into space, top of the 18. Belasomo just shoulders off Hamilton. And Nolly will take no chances, clear this one up towards midfield and out of bounds.
Vancouver's a very patient team. They don't get excited at the top of their own 18. They just knock the ball, never in danger, and it's nice to watch a team that is very confident about their play.
There's Toure, slips and loses possession to Roseland. Bellamy, far side to Greenfield. Avoids the pressure of Philippe Davies. Spicer's wide open on the near side, decided to go to Franks instead. It plays dead. Sanfilippo giveaway. Toure, 50-50 ball there. Bellamy wins it hard for the Rhinos. Nash beautifully, one time out of the air to Davies. James. Davies trying to go forward with it. He slides and loses possession. Roseland just barely gets it to Hines on the far side. One-on-one with Knight. Hines coming towards the middle of the park. Spicer overlapping on the near side. Sanfilippo on his horse as well. Spicer gets it to him here on the near flank. Driven cross. Header at the top of the 18 by Spicer. You're not going to beat Nolly from that distance.
No, you're definitely not going to beat him. It's got to be a better cross. Allow the guys from the top of the 18 to crash in rather than hit it to them while they're sitting at the top of the 18. Great run by Frankie. Great overlap. Great ball by Spicer. Spicer to Sanfilippo, Sanfilippo to Spicer. Great play.
There's pressure again from Sanfilippo. He and Toure get tangled up. Pitchkolan steps in, knocks it out of bounds, throwing for the Whitecaps. And Tater Torgerson, you can tell he's not happy with Marlon James. Just has been continuously talking to him, guiding him from the sideline. Wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if he's the first one to come off. Unless he scores 2 goals.
Yeah.
So Skirides pressured by Spicer.
If he scores 1, there's a good chance he could score 2.
Yeah. What's the MO? That's the book on him. Steele. Hamilton. Now Franks had some space in the middle of the field. Long ball. Can Roseland keep it in? He does. Gets across in. And Nolly backpedaling, able just to fingertip save that one and keep it in his possession as he was stretching out for that one.
Ever since the first 10 minutes of this match, the Rhinos have been really putting the pressure on Vancouver. Great cross by Roseland there. Great combination play.
Nolly using every inch of that 6'3" frame to keep possession. Here's Toure now in the Rhinos half of the field. Rolls out of bounds. Goal kick coming up. For Neil Kitson of St. John's University. It was the 42nd pick of the Kansas City Wizards in the 2009 draft.
Vancouver may have to change something up here, particularly at halftime. With the 3 guys in the center of the park, they're really shutting down Nash and Steele. Nash is still getting some long balls in there, but Johnny's getting frustrated his first game back.
That's definitely a part of Jonathan Steele's game. Easily gets frustrated, but he's got all the talent in the world when his game is on. Kitson. A long, booming kick downfield. No one there for the Rhinos. Belasomo lets this one hop into his own 18, and Jay Nolly will pick it up. There's a quarry. Toure on the near side. He's double teamed almost the second he touches the ball. They're going to say a Rhinos throwing. 38th minute, scoreless. So Rochester again is home against Minnesota next Saturday or Friday, June the 4th. Their Friday night party under the lights. $15 gets you a ticket and 2 drafts on the Coors Light party deck. Greenfield pushing forward now on the far side. Still with space. Hines pushing central, opening up that little gap there. Greenfield goes back to Franks. Roseland outside again to Greenfield. Takes it with the right foot cross. Hamilton is dumped inside the box. And Aquari clears it forward to Belasomo. And Suture. Spicer tracking back, slowing him down. Siskarides now on the near side overlapping. And good tracking back there by Spicer. Knocks it out of play. Throw in for the Whitecaps. They go backwards with it to Ansu Toure.
Great transition by Spicer, working hard
Flipping
both
into the
sides
box.
of the field.
Kitson comes through traffic. Collides with Jonathan Steele. And the Rhinos cleared out towards midfield. Handball by Nash. And it should be a free kick for the Rhinos. Quickly taken by Pitchkolan. Hamilton's just not going to win that one for the Rhinos.
Yeah, Lily is yelling at Roseland to stay patient, keep playing our game, don't try to hit the long ball. There's one guy up there, and that's what he's pointing. He's got one finger in there. There's only one guy up there. You can't play long ball.
Hamilton's worked very hard. Like Mike said, he's the lone forward up top tonight. There's Pitchkolan. Now there's space for Franks to spin. He slows down, gets it to Roseland. And his decision making has been off the mark, to say the least here. 40th minute. To welcome the fans watching across Canada this evening. Viewing party taking place at Malone's Bar and Grill in downtown Vancouver. The Whitecaps fans are enjoying coverage here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network with Joe Giuliano and Mike Kerms. Here's Knight and the Whitecaps. 41st minute. Possession taken away at midfield by Greenfield. Roseland. Quick one touch for Pitchkolan.
Joe, one of the most beautiful cities to visit every single year. Whenever we would play Vancouver, just a gorgeous city, great place to live. It was a beautiful stadium, great fans, great soccer atmosphere, and it's great that they're getting an MLS team there.
Wish them the best of luck in their big trip up. Here's Roseland, lays it off top of the 18, Hines! His right-footed shot is blocked by Belasomo. 30 yards out, dead center, Pitchkolan to Hamilton. Top of the box, Hines for Spicer. Another shot blocked by Siskarides. There's some late pressure here by the Rhinos. Greenfield can't keep it in bounds on the far side.
Couple decisions of unselfishness there. Perhaps Roseland should take that ball for himself, but you can see why these guys have shutouts. Right here, why is Roseland passing that ball back? He's already in the 7 yard. He's already 7 yards in. Hit it with your left foot to the far corner. Great defense by Vancouver. That's why they got all these shutouts. Great defense.
Sacrifice by Belasomo. Siskarides preventing the shot from even getting towards Jay Nolly. But you're right, Roseland 7 yards away, backwards with it.
Very unselfish, but you know it's nice to be unselfish. But when you're in the 6, 7 yards in, you got to have one. Spicer wasn't afraid from 18.
That's a great point. Hamilton trying to poke it to Roseland. It's off the mark. Dudu Toure to Ansu Toure. Toure coming forward. Filippo intercepts that through ball for Siskarides. Toure is covering for Siskarides on the near side. Hamilton's behind the defense, so Hines has got to hold possession here. Franks. San Filippo. There's Spicer. Late in the first half. No score, Rochester and Vancouver. Pitchkolan, dead center of the field. Roberts. Greenfield. Rochester very patient with their build-up here. Content to stay with these short passes. As Roseland's knocked off the ball by Davies, but Hines picks up the loose one and plays it to Pitchkolan.
Playing short soccer, yet they are playing with urgency. You can see a difference in this team tonight.
San Filippo. Spicer. Steele coming to close him down. Spicer's going to take a run forward. Slow things down, back to San Filippo. His ball cleared at the top of the 18 by Belasomo. San Filippo still possession for Rochester. Roseland. Spicer, can he keep it on the near sideline? And he does. It'll give a throw into Vancouver. And they'll pin them in deep here in their own half of the field. 44th minute. Siskarides to take it. Goes central with that one. No pressure. Now the pressure comes on Nash, and Siskarides will clear it away. Pitchkolan. Bellamy now. Joey steps in front.
Shows you the confidence that they have in a Martin Nash. Deep in their own end, throwing the ball in the center of the park at the top of the 18. That's the confidence that this team has in their team captain.
And if anyone's going to possess it, it's going to be Nash. Roseland. Franks trying to spin and turn here. Slide tackle. Taken away by Siskarides. Nash now long ball forward to James. So we've got some real estate to work with, but San Filippo is there first for the Rhinos. Back to Kitson. We're in the 45th minute. And scoreless. West Knight. Nash, middle of the field, back to Knight. 1 minute of stoppage time is all we're going to see here in this first half. If you stick around for the halftime show, we'll have a player interview, look at highlights and stats from the first 45 minutes. Tonight's game being produced by John Catalano, producer extraordinaire. Throwing for Nash, sure it's going to be a free kick on the far side. 1 minute of stoppage time, and we'll see if Vancouver has anything up their sleeve here in stoppage time with Nash.
Free kick specialist.
Free kick, yep.
Standard situations is where the Rhinos give up goals.
They've struggled off these restarts. Nash, driven ball into the box. Flicks forward for James, and Bellamy gets his foot on it, and they'll say he was the last one to touch it. It'll be a corner kick, so we're not done yet here in half number one.
Giving up standard situations at the end of the half, which is one of the Rhinos' weakest parts.
Nash trotting over to take it. This should probably be the last play of the half. Although in Miami, the season opening game, the referee ended the game with Rochester getting ready to take a corner kick. Looks like Lee Suckle's going to let this one go here.
Well, that's a rarity.
Top of the 18, Toure left-footed. This hits that one, and the Rhinos clear it away towards midfield. West Knight. His long ball goes into the box, and that's going to do it. We played 45 minutes at Marina Auto Stadium with Rochester and Vancouver scoreless.
I'm thinking the ref has never played the game there because he was right in the way of Toure at the top of the 18, and it was a great ball by Martin Nash, and the ref played a factor in Toure's shot.
That's a great point. I think he was maybe expecting the ball to be served into the box, and a good bit of trickery there from the Whitecaps as we'll go down to field level and speak with Aaron Pitchkolan momentarily in between half 1 and 2 at Marina Auto Stadium. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms. And we are scoreless, as we mentioned. 5 shots for the Rhinos, and officially they're showing 0 for the Caps. As 45 minutes of play are in the books. All right, let's go down to field level. And Rhinos, I guess, defender or defensive midfielder, what do you want to call him? Aaron Pitchkolan joins us. Aaron, welcome to the halftime show. And got a bit of a new role. You were partnered up with Roberts as a central defender last week. Talk about your new spot this evening.
Yeah, basically Bob just put me in a different role and wanted me to try to win balls a little bit higher up the field. So I'm just kind of slotted in right in front of Troy and Tyler.
Is Mike Kerms here, Aaron? Is part of the strategy to shut down Martin from spraying the ball all over the pitch with the 3 of you guys in there?
Yeah. We noticed last week that they were trying to either clip it into the striker's feet or knock it in a little bit behind. And basically what I was just trying to do is kind of screen the forwards and try to win the ball there.
Yeah. How do you think you guys are doing?
Yeah, our possession's been decent at times. We're getting forward, but sometimes our final pass is a little bit sloppy. So we're going to try to clean that up in the second half.
You know, one thing, you and Marlon James have had a couple of battles in the middle of the field and on the far side. You really seem to be getting under his skin, kind of taking him off his game.
Yeah, I mean that's what you got to do in the middle of the field. There's a lot of battles and just trying to win the ball.
All right, Aaron, join the guys in the dressing room. Thanks for your time.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's Aaron Pitchkolan joining us on the halftime show where Rochester and Vancouver are scoreless after 45 minutes. Stick around, much more to come on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. The summer is heating up at Marina Auto Stadium. Come cheer on the Rhinos Friday, June 4th, 7 p.m. as they battle Minnesota. Beat the heat and stay cool with $3 cans of Saranac Pale Ale, or join the party on the Coors Light Party Deck. For only $15, you get a ticket to the game and 2 drink tickets. Friday, June 4th, 7 p.m. Call 454-KICK for tickets.
Nothnagel Realtors makes your home shopping experience even easier with our exclusive television show. During Nothnagel Realtors Showcase of Homes, we'll visit dozens of properties throughout the greater Rochester area, offering a variety of styles and price ranges. This is a great way to learn about the current real estate market, and you may see the home of your future. If not, keep watching, because we'll bring you new homes every week. Just one more advantage that Rochester's Realtor offers you.
World Gym Rochester is MMA. Learn all aspects of mixed martial arts from our fully trained staff. Step into the cage and see what it takes to become an MMA fighter. Break your routine with Monroe County CrossFit at World Gym. This intense, real-world functional training puts your body to the test. Increase muscle, stamina, speed, strength, and agility. Become a new you. MMA and CrossFit, the revolution of fitness. Learn more online at worldgymrochester.com. Don't settle for failure. World Gym Rochester, your complete fitness facility.
Adore your floor. From Messner Carpet and Flooring, Messner makes it so easy to adore your floor. Beautiful woods and bamboo, easy care laminates and tile, cozy carpet and rugs for any room in your home. It's the final days of National Karastan Month. Earn up to $1,000 cash back on wool carpets, runners, and rugs, and beautiful Karastan carpet. Messner Carpet and Flooring, 19 Monroe Avenue in Pittsford. Adore your floor. From Messner.
45 minutes in the books. The Rochester Rhinos and the Vancouver Whitecaps are scoreless on a gorgeous evening at Marina Auto Stadium. Opportunities really for both teams in that half. Rochester knocking on the door, Jay Nolly coming up big, and Kitson, when he's been called upon, has really stood tall in the nets for the Rochester Rhinos. First highlight this evening comes from the Vancouver Whitecaps, and it was a dangerous service into the box as Kitson had to watch this one trickle off the top of the crossbar, and Vancouver never quit on the play there, but Rochester maybe a little lucky there as the ball stays in play, and Vancouver never quit on it though.
Yeah, and who's the guy that gets the ball there? Johnny Steele, and I think Roberts has to do a better job of clearing that ball when it comes into his own 6.
So it was Toure setting the table there for Steele, and again, good in-swinging cross or outswinger as it trails through the 18. Moving on in that first half, good opportunity here for the Rhinos as Hamilton does a great job just to flick it around Bellosomo.
Oh yeah, great stuff by Hamilton in the 18-yard box. He could have done a better job tucking that ball away into the far corner, but Nolly's just strong keeper, comes out, cuts down the angle.
So that was Hamilton in that first half, and then Pitchkolan, our guest, we should have asked him about this one, splitting in between 2 defenders and the goal at his mercy.
Oh yeah, those are the opportunities that you don't. Tonight he's going to go home. He's not going to be able to sleep, particularly if this is a 0-0 tie or a 1-0 loss. Great ball by Hines as well. Very active this half.
You can see the frustration there on Pitchkolan. Then coming down, it was Pitchkolan and James. That's part of their little tangle-ups they've had. But Roseland comes away with a loose ball. He says, "Why not? Let's have a go from distance."
Yeah, and unfortunately he doesn't have a goal later on, 7 yards in, but it's a good go.
So it's Roseland shot up and over the bar, and as we get a look at the backside angle of it, it's no chance, no harm there for Jay Nolly. Then Sanfilippo later in that half does a great job intercepting the pass from Jonathan Steele, and then he just gets himself into the attack.
Yeah, he doesn't stop his run, and it's very dangerous from the right back coming forward. As you know, he just keeps coming and just gets that opportunity. Unfortunately, once again, not on frame.
So Sanfilippo off just wide, maybe a foot or two of that goal on the far side as Nolly What a great look at the goal for San Filippo.
Oh, yeah.
Not on his preferred foot, but still a good opportunity.
But that's all right. It's so dangerous when a back comes forward out from the back, and he just didn't finish.
And we'll wrap up our highlight package with a final chance from Vancouver. Toure sends a ball into the box. Kitson says, I'm coming for it, no matter who's in the way, and Steele takes the worst of it.
Yeah, young guy just owning his 18-yard box. And it's
Kitson and Steele is in there. He's, like you said, taking charge. So that's a look at your highlights from 45 minutes of play here at Marina Auto Stadium, Rochester and Vancouver, in their final ever meeting of the regular season here in 2010. As we talked about, Vancouver making the jump to Major League Soccer in 2011. Stick around, much more to come. We'll look at stats and much more here on the Rhinos Halftime Show, right here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
The web has revolutionized the way people shop for virtually everything, and AuctionDirect.com has done the same for shopping for used vehicles. Buy the finest used vehicles, whether we have it in inventory or you want us to go out and find it. Sell your used vehicle, whether you're purchasing a vehicle from us or not. And research comparable prices at every other dealership in the area so you're 100% confident and 100% satisfied. AuctionDirect.com. The lowest price, the best experience.
The summer is heating up at Marina Auto Stadium. Come cheer on the Rhinos Friday, June 4th, 7 p.m. as they battle Minnesota. Beat the heat and stay cool with $3 cans of Saranac Pale Ale, or join the party on the Coors Light Party Deck. For only $15, you get a ticket to the game and 2 drink tickets. Friday, June 4th, 7 p.m. Call 454-KICK for tickets. The summer is heating up at Marina Auto Stadium. Come cheer on the Rhinos Friday, June 4th, 7 p.m. as they battle Minnesota. Beat the heat and stay cool with $3 cans of Saranac Pale Ale, or join the party on the Coors Light Party Deck. For only $15, you get a ticket to the game and 2 drink tickets. Friday, June 4th, 7 p.m. Call 454-KICK for tickets. And we're back at Marina Auto Stadium. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms, and we are minutes away from kickoff in half number 2. And while we have a moment here, let's talk about some upcoming events at Marina Auto Stadium. Friday, June the 4th, NSC Minnesota come to town for a 7:30 kickoff. It's a Friday night party under the lights. $15 gets you a ticket and 2 drafts on the Coors Light Party Deck. June the 12th, Crystal Palace Baltimore returns to Rochester, where they picked up a 1-0 win on May the 19th. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff on June the 12th. The first 5,000 fans receive a handheld Rhinos fan. And with the temperatures we've been having here in Rochester, upper 80s and humid, Rhinos fan will come in handy for that June 12th game against Crystal Palace Baltimore, a team who's really surprised quite a few onlookers in the USSF second division, as Crystal Palace Baltimore in 3rd place in the NASL conference with 10 points. They are 3-4-1. If you look at the leaders, Mike, in each conference, the Austin Aztecs, 17 points after 8 games played. They're leading the USL conference, and they took their lumps last season. They made the jump up from the PDL, but took their lumps, and maybe they learned quite a bit from that first year in the second division.
Yeah, I think they've learned quite a bit, but they're actually surprising the league, I think, more than anyone else, even more than Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, if you look at them on paper, they're a great team. They're a very, very solid team. Austin, I don't believe they have the paper that Baltimore's got.
And Tampa Bay, speaking of teams who are a bit of a surprise, they won on Thursday 3-1 against Minnesota. So they now hold the longest unbeaten streak in the league at 6 games. They scored their 3 goals in the first 30 minutes.
That's the way to make a mark on the game. First, come out blazing and put 2 goals in the back of the net, and then all you got to do is defend for 60.
So Tampa just 2 points behind the Austin Aztecs, as Vancouver has made their way back onto the pitch, and Rochester just making their way on towards the near side as the second half getting underway. And Mike, you're overlooking the sideline there for Vancouver, and
looks like Haber
changes.
Yeah, it looks like Haber may be coming in for James. As
we talked about
and it looks
during
like
the broadcast.
Yeah, they may be switching both forwards, bringing that strong forward group from last week. Stewart and Haber, they played a game in Montreal on Wednesday, and a little bit refreshed. They're going to come out blazing in this 45. They've only got 45 minutes to put it on the pitch, and I think they're going to do it.
Haber speaking with the fourth official at midfield. And
Two very
Stewart
exciting forwards here.
is going to check in as well. So Stewart, Haber is in for James, and I assume Stewart is going to be coming in
for Toure.
Up top for Toure. So that's the first two changes of the game. We'll see if Rochester has any changes to start the second half. Haber is actually rejoining Vancouver on a loan assignment from West Bromwich Albion in the English League Championship. So Haber, number 24, Stewart, number 39, will be checking in. And these two guys were, as Mike said, a handful for the Rhinos last Saturday at Swangard Stadium, as Bob Lilly and Billy Sedgwick making their way to the bench after their instructions in the locker room, changing things around. So Haber, 20 years old, Stewart, 20 years old, and Mike, I tell you, the young players, Toure's 18, Stewart's 20, Haber's 20, Edwini Bonsu is 20, Orgil is 20. The Whitecaps residency program, a lot of these guys coming through that program up and through the ranks, really paying dividends for the club run by Bobby Leonarduzzi.
Right, and then throw experienced guys in there like Nash and Steele and get these guys going. Let them do a lot of the hard work and let Nash and Steele show the experience on the pitch.
So subs still available for Vancouver: Simon Thomas, the backup keeper, Chris Williams, Nazar Calfon, and the dangerous Ricardo Sanchez. As we're underway here in the second half, Greenfield playing one forward, looking for Hamilton. It's behind him, and Aquari will pick it up for the Whitecaps.
Good moves by both coaches. Lilly doesn't make any changes. They dominated the first half, and right here, right off the bat, they come in blazing. Hopefully they don't go flat in the beginning of the first half. And then good changes by Vancouver. The two forwards were not very active. They didn't show a lot for Vancouver, and could help Nash and Steele have two new forwards that could get to the end of their balls.
So a throw in now on the far side for the Rhinos. Sanfilippo to take it. Hamilton settles it down. He's got pressure from Aquari, so he comes back to Rosenlund. Greenfield. Vancouver's bench has been extremely active, even early in the first half. Rosenlund, give away here to Toure. Siskridis just pops this one up towards midfield. No one there for Vancouver. Rochester has possession. Pitchkolan. Rosenlund, that's going to be just barely kept in bounds on the far side. Sanfilippo is dumped by Stewart. He quickly gets up off the turf and has a word for the Whitecaps forward. Rhinos with a quick restart in the meanwhile. Spicer. Driven cross into the box. Gets through and over the head of Franks. Knight to Haber. Gets his first touch on it. Davies back to Haber. 1-2 on the near side. Into space. Stewart unable to get there for the Whitecaps. There's Kitson. A little touch there to Bellamy. There's Troy Roberts to Greenfield on the near side. 47th minute. Scoreless. Vancouver with pressure immediately on Hamilton. Steele gets it to the middle of the field for Ansu Toure.
Yeah, the bench is very active for Vancouver, but you got to remember they've played 3 games in 8 days.
So counterattack opportunity for the Rhinos as Steele gives it away to Roseland. Quarry just to use his body to muscle off the Rhinos midfielder. Nolly out of bounds at midfield, throwing for the Rhinos. Jonathan Greenfield to take it. 30-year-old. Played indoors with Baltimore. The winner of 2009. Robertson, Bellamy playing with it. The Rhinos half of the field. Greenfield, his touch is intercepted by West Knight. Davies. Nash now spins, opens up the space here for Vancouver. Good long ball. Toure on his horse. Sanfilippo wins the race there and knocks it out of bounds. Just love those quick change of directions from Nash. It's not even touching the ball, just kind of shifting his hips and opening up to the far side.
Yeah. You know where he's gonna. You know where he's going. You know he's hitting that long ball, which is a little bit of an advantage to the Rhinos. You know that he's gonna hit that long ball. The thing with Nash, he can put it wherever he wants it. You want it on your toe, he's gonna put it there on a 50-yard ball.
There's a guy who played for Rochester for a couple of years. Steve Guppy was the same way. Some of the services he had, it was almost like he was throwing the ball with his hand. He was so accurate with his delivery. It was just a joy to watch. Very, very nice soccer.
Yeah, there's a few guys that have come through the league that are like that. Ian Won't, that I played with. Ian Won't, Carlos Zavala could put it wherever he wanted. And then you had Martin Nash and Mauro Biello those years, and those guys could put the ball wherever they want.
He'll be now an assistant coach with Colorado of Major League Soccer. As Greenfield's ball is knocked out of bounds by Davies. Throwing for the Rhinos.
Because of those guys, that's why I moved to the back, because they're just technically so strong, and they're just brilliant players.
Had to be a great experience for you to play alongside those guys and improve your game as well.
Oh yeah, you learn so much from technical guys like that, and you just, when you're the guy putting all the work rate in, it's just a joy joy of a game. It's a great game.
You were a part of some wonderful Rhino teams. Especially that big frame picture in 1999 with that little U.S. Open Cup in front of you.
Yeah, that's I get goosebumps when I think about it.
It's one to remember, right?
When you got a team that can win in modern MLS times, can win the Open Cup from the second division. It was an amazing run.
It was a great run, and it was a lot of fun calling that run in '99. There's Nash now, Knight, Haber. Nash again with it. Fighting through the Rhino crowd here. Hines just plays it forward to Hamilton. Macquarie drops it back to Bellasomo. And speaking of the run in 1999, Mike Kerms, a very big goal against the Chicago Fire at the old stomping grounds, Frontier Field, just a few blocks away.
Yeah, actually, I got a nice assist against the Chicago Fire. It was the goal against the Dallas Burn.
Sorry, that's right.
That's all right. You can't remember everything. You're good, but you're not that good.
All right, so thanks for the correction there. Greenfield picks up the yellow card here, first one of the game in the 51st minute. Like assist, goal, you had a part of something, right?
Yeah.
Nash with a free kick here.
Golden goal, you can only those are times and moments that you just dream of, and right place, right time. Darren Tilley hits the crossbar, and there I am just standing there with 8-yard goal in front of me. So put it in the back of the net.
Thank you very much. Greenfield. Just a little clearance only to midfield. Quarry picks it up. Back to Luca Bellasomo. Under the foot of Knight. Gives away possession. Tater Torderson not happy with his outside defender. Going to Greenfield.
Yeah, Knight's got to be better than that. The Vancouver's putting pressure on the Rhinos right now, and then you do that could change the momentum of a game. And the Rhinos came out flat again. Vancouver's putting the pressure. They know this team. They know they come out flat in the second half. And the Rhinos have to do something at the beginning of every second half.
Give away by Roseland, right to the foot of Toure. Trying to go forward. They're going to say Haber is offsides, and Roseland and to correct things with Frankie Sanfilippo on that far side. Dangerous giveaway. But luckily for the Rhinos, Haber was offsides, the 20-year-old. Haber number 24, Stewart number 39. Hamilton doing a good job to fight off a Quarry, but Nash comes in and double teams. Possession back to the Whitecaps. Here's Stewart. This will be his first touch off the chest. Tries to flick it over Troy Roberts, and they say it's out of bounds. Cornelius Stewart from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 5-time national team player. There's Bellasomo. He's been very solid centrally for Vancouver. Franks, good steal here for the Rhinos, trying to get Hamilton into space. A little too far off the mark for the Rhinos. Molly, top of the 18, rolls it out to Nelson Aquari on the far side. Looking for some movement. Come to the near side. Davies can't keep that one in. His boot came off. He's going to fix it here. Looks like it may have exploded on him. As it looks like the back part of the boot has come up. Rochester still on the attack, though, with Hines. Trying to cut the corner here on Knight. Knight slide tackle and knocks it over the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Rhinos, who are momentarily playing with the extra man. Hines goes short to Frank. Frank's long cross into the box. Bellamy fighting through the crowd, gets his head on it. But it's wide of the far post as Davies still changing boots here on the Vancouver sideline.
Rhino's taking advantage of being a man up right now, and Franks puts a beautiful ball into the box, and Bellamy almost got one.
Philippe Davies wearing two different boots, and time to reminisce here. 1999, Mike Kerms at Frontier Field. Mike, take us through that.
Yeah, I just doing typical flying up the right-hand side of the field, and Yari Allnut always in the right place at the right time, particularly on those headers. And that's I just picked out that big bald header, Yari Allnut, and once again, that guy scored more goals with his head than any guy I know. Well, Lennon, between those two guys, putting the ball in the back of the net.
And looking at the highlight, getting the ball past Zach Thornton, U.S. national keeper. I mean, everything was just perfect.
Oh yeah, Chicago Fire. That was amazing. Chris Armas was on that team. Luckily for us, he didn't play that game, but it was definitely a match, and it was a battle. The MLS underestimated us for sure.
You knew it was a special run after that Tampa Bay game, a 4-3 thriller. As Greenfield, his pass is taken away by Bellasomo, who's done that so many times tonight. Anticipated where the ball's going and does it again. Throwing for Rochester on the near side, quickly taken by Greenfield. Hamilton, Quarry knocks it off the Rhino forward. I wonder how much is left in the tank for Hamilton, as he is the lone forward doing a ton of work up top. Looks like the third change coming up here for the Whitecaps. Takashi Hirano. Check in here in minute number 56. There's the goal, kick up over midfield. Pitchkolan gets his head on it. Nash plays it with the right foot. Gets it back to Nolly. Now this is a 35-year-old.
Now this guy's got his own fan club out there in Vancouver.
He is a huge hit with the Whitecaps fans. He's sitting in one section. I remember going out to Swangar for a couple games, and there's a bunch of them sitting in that one section cheering on Takashi Hirano.
He comes off the bench often for Vancouver, and he sparks them up.
And Siskarides steps in front of that one. Knocks it out of bounds on the far side. So we'll make that change now. Hirano is going to be replacing Ansu Toure. This change coming up in the 57th minute. So Tater Torderson's gone to the bench 3 times here. There's Ansu Toure, the 28-year-old midfielder, scored a goal on Wednesday against Montreal. He's coming off. Takashi Hirano, 35 years old. His 3rd appearance of the 2010 season.
Torre was a very active midfielder, particularly in that first 10 minutes of the first half, and then they kind of slowed him down. Spicer and Frankie Sanfilippo shut him down, and then it's another good change. We'll see what Hirano can do for Vancouver there.
High cross ends up on the foot here of Hines. Back into the box, Aquari heads it up straight to the 18. And Nash just spinning around, gets his foot on it to clear it. Sanfilippo beats Steele to the ball. Pitchkolan now. Cleared away by Wes Knight on the near side. Ball bounces over Sanfilippo. He and Haber get tangled up in the big forward. Able to fight off the Rhinos defender, Aquari. Out to Siskarides. Siskarides from Georgia, part of the old Soviet Union. Played with Miami last season. Foul on Bellamy as the referee was going to see where Steele went with it. No advantage there. Stewart is taken down.
Georgia, one of the most popular players ever to come out of Georgia, Giorgio Conclazzi. Played with Manchester City for many years. Excellent, excellent player. I played with his best friend over in Germany, Georgie Gudashari. I thought they were all named Georgies. I think they named them all Georgie.
I thought you were going to say Giorgio Chinaglia for a second. I was like,
No.
wait a minute. That's the Italian.
That almost came out. yeah. Kinclazzi. What a
It was coming out quick, yeah.
beautiful player for Manchester City.
Siskarides, I'm sure, trying to emulate those stars from Georgia. As Steele gets the ball into the box. Kitson nicely waiting for it. Great patience there. 59th minute. Rochester, Vancouver are scoreless. The scoreboard still shows Vancouver shots at 0.
Interesting with Steele taking the free kick. I think that's part of what we were talking about earlier, is that there's not enough ball to share between Nash and Steele. So who's going to take the free kick? For me, I'd always put Martin Nash on top of that ball.
There's Nash's touch back to Knight. Steele can be pretty stubborn at times too. I'm sure he probably demands a couple of those touches, and Nash is okay, have a go. There's Roberts. Bellamy. Franks. Pitchkolan, middle of the field. Hines open on the near side. Weber prevents that pass from going to Hines. He's got to go to Greenfield instead. Off the foot of Hines, throwing for the Whitecaps. Subs for Rochester this evening include Scott Vallow, Nano Short, Isaac Kissy, Ian Bennett, Alfonso Montegalvan, TJ Gore, and Tino Nunez. Franks quickly to scoop up the loose ball at midfield. Turns. This one into space on the far side. Siskarides able to get there before Spicer. Inside the 18, Siskarides, possession, fights off the pressure. Morano's first touch here. And comes forward to Jonathan Steele. And a shove in the back, and he takes Franks down. Easy call there. And a dangerous free kick here for the Rhinos. See if they can get something going from a restart here. Sanfilippo to take it.
This back four is very, very solid for Vancouver. You can see the patience, the confidence that Siskarides has on top of the ball for 23 years old.
Yeah, all four of their defenders.
Yeah, very, very solid.
There's a service from Sanfilippo. Headed back across by Hines. Siskarides clears it away. Steele. Near flank now. Davies. Good ball into space for Stewart. He's got some wheels. Looking to go at Roberts. And good defending by Roberts. Doesn't buy the fake. It's a nice round of applause from the fans here. Rochester coming away with possession.
The good thing for the Rhinos is that Vancouver couldn't keep up with Stewart themselves. They were they were doing a break, and the rest of the team was about 25 yards behind them. If Vancouver's going to be doing that break, they've got to stay with him.
There's a gap now for Roseland. Far side corner of the 18. Lays it off for Franks. Maybe a little too late to get the shot away.
Good tracking by Martin Nash there to stay with Franks and not allow that shot to be just a free
he had
shot.
Hamilton on a run. If he had just swerved in front of the defense, maybe Hamilton could have met that ball at pace.
Yeah, maybe Roseland saw that Hamilton was on that offsides. He was lying flat on that offsides line, so
tight.
it was pretty tight there. Good break by Roseland, though.
Yeah, good run into that space. So if Roseland has more left of that here. Greenfield. And that's going to go nowhere as Hines was cutting inside. Nolly to take it. Jay Nolly played with DC United and Real Salt Lake. Actually was traded for Freddie Adu in Major League Soccer. And speaking of Major League Soccer, there's the heroics of Mike Kerms against FC Dallas, the winner in the U.S. Open Cup. And Mike, these got to bring back some great memories that they can't even catch you.
Oh, no. I was like Stewart back then. I was as fast as Stewart.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I turned to Darren Tilley and I said, Darren, get your head on this. And Biello put it right on his head, and Darren did it. And, like I said, just right hits the crossbar, lays right in front of me. It was beautiful.
Oh, great memories there. A great game winner, Mike. Great stuff. Hines now on the near side. Wes Knight slowing him down. Billy Cedric was one of those guys congratulating you in there. Yeah, he's now the assistant coach with the Rhinos.
Yeah, Coach Sedgwick and I actually were having breakfast this morning, and we were reminiscing a little bit. And I said, you know what, Billy, when we're 70, we're going to be talking about this. It was just a great time in our lives, and right place at the right time. Rhinos picked me up at one point. They picked up Sedgwick at one point, and that's how it works in life.
Can you believe 1999, almost over 10 years?
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Back when I was 15.
That's right. You were that 15-year-old phenom before Freddie Adu.
That's right. Now I'm 25. No one wants to sign me.
25, 45. What's the difference, Mike?
45. Come on.
That's me. I'm sorry.
That's a little.
Get us confused. Here's Davies on the near side. Cuts back, lays it off for Knight. He's going to serve this one in one time. And that goes over the end line. There's Bill Sedgwick now in the assistant coach role with the Rochester Rhinos. Going over Isaac Kissy, giving him his final instructions. Kissy will be the first change for the Rhinos here in the second half.
Yeah, Bill Sedgwick, good transition into the coaching role here with the Rhinos, from being a player to going into that coaching role. He's got his A license. He's very knowledgeable of the game, and learning under Bob Lilly is just going to pay dividends for him in the future.
And Bob Lilly has really done a tremendous job in basically rebuilding the Rochester Rhinos after 2 tough seasons. And tough for Darren Tilley as well at the head of the team, but Bob Lilly has done a great job keeping 3 players from last season and totally rebuilding the squad. Franks, good ball into space for Spicer. Siskarides, a bit of cheeky play there. Gets it to Jonathan Steele. Now long ball forward for Haber. It's one hop, and Greenfield plays it back with the right foot to Kitson. Not the way he wanted to hit that one. Sanfilippo heads it, but it goes out to Jonathan Steele. Hirano, good step there. Bellamy coming in for the Rhinos. He's got tons of space to go forward. Lays it off for Franks instead.
And tonight, he's the guy who you want with the ball. Franks has been all over the place, distributing the ball. He's just nonstop, running all over the place.
Greenfield. Looks like Ian Bennett and Isaac Kissy will be the changes. As those guys, extremely fast players. Nash intercepts the pass from Pitchkolan. Steele. Torderson telling him to go forward quickly. Davies has it now. Wes Knight. Back to Davies. 66th minute. Scoreless at Marina Auto Stadium. Roseland dumps Steele. Steele didn't like it. He's got some words for the official as Vancouver maintains possession. Cornelius Stewart now on the far side. Looking to square up and split Tyler Bellamy. And Spicer's laid back for Siskarides to Hirano. Right-footed cross. Roberts boots it away for the Rhinos inside the 18. Gets up towards midfield.
If I was playing against Johnny Steele, I would just keep hitting him, keep slide tackling him, keep pushing him, keep my hands on him, keep talking to him, let him come out with that Irish accent, and just keep on him. I wouldn't stop if I was playing against him.
And that's really the first time he's been touched. 67 minutes in. But surprised they didn't go after him. Him and Roseland are still having some words as they now run away from each other. Greenfield. This pass isn't going to set up the Rhinos' attack, and Aquari knocks it back to Jay Nolly. Looking at some of these notes for Vancouver, some of the great players have come through the ranks. Phil Parks, Tino Lettieri, Carl Valentine. Great tradition of soccer in Vancouver as they return once again to the top level of professional soccer in North America. For 2010, though, their focus is the USSF Second Division, and it's right here in Rochester tonight. We're scoreless 68 minutes in. Roseland spinning, one touch back from Hamilton, but cleared away by Aquari. So Bennett and Kissy waiting for the next stoppage to check in. Davies has some space here on the near side. Corner of the 18. Philippe Davies driven cross into the box. Roberts gets the head on it and gets it to the top of the 18. Roseland. Hamilton checking back for it. Wiped out from behind by Belasomo, and no call by Suckle. Pitchkolan coming forward. Far side, Spicer. Sanfilippo overlapping. Spicer to Sanfilippo. Driven into the box. Behind Hamilton, and the rebound is sent up over the bar by Darren Spicer.
Hey, Joe, if you watch that counterattack, the Rhinos wanted a foul on Hamilton here, but the counterattack was great. You had 5 Rhinos going forward. Pitchkolan was bringing the ball up the field. Right here, Pitchkolan's bringing it up, and you can see the explosiveness of the Rhinos. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys attacking on 4. Hence, they almost get a great opportunity here, and right place at the right time, almost get one in the back of the net.
All right, so your changes here in the 69th minute. Kissy and Bennett are on. Hines and Spicer are off.
2 outside midfielders that worked very, very hard. You can see that they were pushing forward with Pitchkolan in front of the defense, pushing into the midfield a little bit more. So they had to push high to help Hamilton. Good switch. Those guys worked really hard, and they've been in there for almost 70 minutes. Those are good switches.
So Bennett, 26 years old, his 4th appearance of the season. He's from Canada. Kissy, only his 3rd appearance. He had a knee bruise after a great preseason showing for the Rhinos. 3rd appearance for the 22-year-old from Ghana. This ball's over the end line on the far side. Goal kick for Kitson and the Rhinos.
It's a good thing for the Rhinos that they got past that first 10 minutes of the second half.
Scary moments.
Very good thing. Very good thing for them. Bad thing for Vancouver. Vancouver was pushing high and pressing. They needed to put one in the back of the net if they wanted to get out of here with a win.
Here's Kitson's goal kick up over midfield. Franks heads it back to Hamilton. Hamilton fighting with Bellasomo, and they get tangled up, and Bellasomo's called for the foul. Good free kick chance here for the Rhinos. They say 30 yards out, dead center?
Yeah, about 30 yards out.
Franks and Greenfield, they're over the ball to discuss this one. So it's going to be a 3-man wall for the Whitecaps. As Nash, Haber, and Stewart form the wall. Bellasomo now steps into the wall as well. 4-man wall.
Looks like Bob wants them to load the left-hand side of the 18. And if someone's going to hit it with their left peg, it's going to be Greenfield. He might be just slipping it to Franks and then just hitting it right off of his foot.
Franks lays it off there for the left-footed shot by Hamilton. Wide of the near post.
I didn't know Hamilton had that in him on that left peg.
Some good pace on that one, just off his frame. As Vancouver anticipating the shot, 5-man wall. Was coming from distance.
It'd still be a tough one to put in the back of the net with Nolly back there. He's a top-level keeper.
There's Knight with it. Pitchkolan takes the header from Roberts to Franks to Roseland. Sanfilippo, 72 minutes played. And the hometown fans looking for a goal from the Rochester Rhinos. Kitson. This ball here on the near side to Kissy. His first touch against West Knight. Cleared out of bounds by Bellasomo. Another change coming up here. And it looks like it's going to be Calfan coming on.
Tough touch by Bob Lilly there.
Bob actually playing in the, when he has a chance in the men's leagues here in Rochester. The Friday Night Men's Leagues, which you know, Mike, very competitive.
Oh yeah, very, very good soccer here in the men's leagues. Unfortunate, around the rest of the country, they're still paying in some of these men's leagues. It's amazing.
Paying players.
Paying players. Andrew Restrepo still getting paid 3 times a week playing in men's leagues.
You're kidding.
Men's leagues, over 30 leagues.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Yep. Cosmopolitan League in New York City, every team is playing.
That's incredible. I never knew that.
Brooklyn Italians.
Really?
Yeah.
So it never ends, huh?
Nope.
Haber. Sanfilippo steps in front of him. Ciscarides getting sky high for that one, keeping possession to Nash. Sanfilippo taking the delivery from Nash out of the foot of Bennett. He's got wheels here. He's going to stretch these legs now on the far side. Bennett gets around Ciscarides and picks up a throw-in for the Rhinos. And he's going to make that change now here. As Calfan will come on, Nazar Calfan, number 29. He's going to replace number 15, Philippe Davies. He's the one who finished his second half here wearing two different boots. Calfan, 21 years old, fourth appearance of the season. He's from Tanzania. Another speedster. So play on the right side of midfield. This change in the 74th minute. Calfan on for Davies.
Another player with national team experience. A lot of players in this league from a lot of the smaller countries around the world have a lot of national team experience, which is is excellent experience.
Not a bad showing. 25 games played, 5 goals for Tanzania. It's going to be Franks to take the corner kick from the far side. Bennett is set up for the short corner. We'll see if he goes short or sends it into the mix. Bellamy makes his run. Service from Franks. Pitchkolan with the header to go! Pitchkolan makes no mistake this time as he puts his head on it and he finds the back of the net in the 74th minute.
There goes that scoreless streak for Vancouver, and they were kind of soft. You didn't see very tight marking in the 18, and Franks hits a beautiful ball. Pitchkolan wide open, no one on him, right on the 12. That can't happen. Vancouver's got it marked tighter than that. Great ball by Franks, but it's definitely a Vancouver mistake. Really, Pitchkolan wide open, no one on him.
It's the second time that Pitchkolan has been wide open on an opportunity with the head, and this time he says no mistake made. He's going to find the back of the net. Pitchkolan for Rochester, his first goal to go along with 1 assist this season.
I believe the coach is going to go through that play over and over and over again. Nolly, solid keeper, but great service by Franks right at the 8. Nolly can't do anything about that. Someone's got to be on Pitchkolan. Great header, though. Great finish.
Beautiful.
Awesome finish.
He talked about Pitchkolan if it ended 0-0, not being able to sleep tonight. Well, he redeemed himself, didn't he?
Yep. Well, hopefully we don't hit 1-1 for Pitchkolan's sake, so he can sleep tonight. For Vancouver, hopefully they hit 1-1 and get back in this game.
Let's see how Vancouver handles this one. They came into the game with 273 minutes of scoreless soccer. The last goal scored in league play was by Ryan Poor on April 29th for the Portland Timbers. So 273 plus the 74. And the scoreless drought, or the scoreless streak is over for Vancouver. It's a lot of soccer without giving up a goal. We'll see how they respond.
All in all, the Rhinos are not letting Martin Nash spray the ball all over the field, and he's not taking command of this game. Although, there you go. He hits a beautiful ball right on the foot. One-time volley, beautiful.
I still think the combination of Nash and Steele is going to take some work on Torderson's half. We'll see how this shapes up. Calfan, near side, cutting inside now. Good slide tackle. Roseland breaks it up. Kissy. Pitchkolan, your goal scorer. Forward to Hamilton. There's Roseland now on the near side. Waiting for some help to catch up. Kissy supporting him there. Pitchkolan. Far side out of San Filippo. Franks. To Pitchkolan. Bennett on the far side now. Double team by Hirano. He's taken down and no call. As Hirano took the worst of it. So referee's assisting the referee. Make no call there, and
Coach is going to have to pull the sub back.
A bit surprised here as Hirano may have to come off. Sanchez is the player who's scheduled to check in. And Nash, it looks like he's the one who's going to come off. We'll see if that holds here. Hirano is still down on the far side in the 78th minute.
Although Martin is probably fitter than he's ever been, it's tough running the center of the pitch at 34 years old.
The clash taking place on the far side. Bennett opening up there, and he got dumped by Hirano, and then maybe kind of clipped him with the boot on the way down. Looks like it's the left ankle of Takashi Hirano. He's up, and he'll be okay. Looks like they're going to make a change to Nash. Will stay on. We'll see if Hirano is the one who comes off. Getting ready to check in is Ricardo Sanchez, one of those 3 excellent choices at midfield for Tater Torderson. Long ball forward and headed backwards to Kitson, and he's going to take his time here in the 78th minute. For Stewart to come forward.
It's
10
great.
shots and still 0 for Vancouver.
It's great hearing the fans here telling Kitson to kick it. Hey, but they are great fans.
Yeah. Well, here's Bennett now. Top of the 18. You can see they respect his speed as they back off and close down when he gets near the 18. Calfan. Nice ball into space for Stewart. Roberts slowing him down here on the near sideline. Out of bounds, and it's going to be Sanchez coming in here in the 79th minute. Jonathan Steele is coming off. Ricardo Sanchez played with Minnesota in 2008 and 2009. 55 games played. 17 goals for the Mexican wearing number 99. This is a guy that last year I would love to have seen in a Rhinos uniform. Just wasn't meant to be. Knight, long throw in. Headed away by Bellamy. Outside the 18, back to Knight. Calfan off the chest of Kissy. He's down. Calfan with possession. Haber fighting Bellamy on the near side, and Bellamy does a good job shielding off Haber there as Kissy is still down. Alfonso Montegalvan, he is getting his work orders from Bob Lilly. He's going to replace Roseland. And this change should come up momentarily. We're in the 80th minute. Rochester has a 1-0 lead. If you're just tuning in, Aaron Pitchkolan with the goal in the 74th minute. Jamie Franks with the assist off a corner kick.
Great stuff by Bellamy there. And both defenses are very solid. You can see Knight, when Bennett was bringing the ball up, he just sat right at the top of the 18.
Oof, that'll knock the wind out of you.
Absolutely.
You can see like a boxer heading down to the canvas. He's okay. He's been out for a long time. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep the University of Dayton product out of the lineup. Kitson gets his goal kick off the head of Montegalvan. As Kissy's dumped again. This time he's holding his wrist. He's having a tough go of it here. Those long strides, though, able to help him recover. Wes Knight with it. Carlos Sanchez in the middle with Martin Nash, and Nash is dumped. And Montegalvan, who just came on in the 80th minute here, gets a talking to from Lee Suckle. Free kick for the Whitecaps. And now with Steele off, it's going to be Knight or Sanchez to take it. Does get it to Nash on the restart. Nash top of the 18, little chip forward, and headed out of bounds there by Roberts. Corner kick coming up here for the Whitecaps. This will be their second corner kick of the game. On the other side, Rochester has picked up 5 corner kicks. Sanchez to take it. Left-footed outswinger from the far side. Good swerving ball headed away at the corner of the 6 by Kissy. Nash gets it out to Sanchez. Cuts back to his right. Crosses. This time Greenfield gets his head on it, and it goes out of bounds. Another corner kick coming up for the Whitecaps. 82nd minute. Sanchez may want to get this one a little deeper. Third corner kick of the game for Vancouver. Good driven ball. Headed away again by Kissy. Jumps up over the foot, and they're going to say a throw-in for Vancouver on the far side. And Kitson, 83 minutes in, has had a nice wall put up in front of him tonight. The guys have done well.
Excellent. Excellent job by both defenses. Other than the corner kick.
Another cross. Sanfilippo sliding. Montegalvan clears it forward. Hamilton lays it off for Franks. And the Rhinos explode on the counterattack. Jamie Franks crossing midfield. Sanfilippo, Hamilton helping out. And Franks will slow it down. A mismatch in numbers. So it goes back to Ian Bennett. Sanfilippo. Bennett and Siskarides. That's not going to be a ball that Bennett's going to win. His possession fought for and won by Siskarides to Belasomo. Good pressure. Look at the pressure, not letting Vancouver out at all.
Yeah, but look at the patience on Vancouver defensively. Just knocking the ball back there like they're playing 5v2.
Throwing, though, deep in the Vancouver half of the field.
Siskarides takes 5 to 6 yards. It's great. Smart, 23 years old, smart player.
Take what you can get. Bennett's trying to tell him, hey, they got to go back. And Lee Suckle takes the advice. Sanfilippo. Bennett's flick forward. And Hamilton gets a soft left-footed shot away and it finds the back of the net. It's a high looping shot that caught Jay Nolly off guard. And it trickles into the side netting. Rochester with a 2-0 lead in the 84th minute.
Wow. Wow. Caught Nolly off his line. It almost looked like he meant to chip him.
I'm not sure if it was deflected or what happened there, but Nolly late to react to it.
Yeah, it looks like it hit off the side of his foot. Siskarides doesn't take advantage. He tries to take more inches and more inches and more inches here. He should have just thrown it earlier.
So the throw in, he took his time.
Look at all Vancouver players. They're all flat right here. They're all flat. They're just standing. Nash has his hands on his hips. They're all flat. They don't know what to do. They're all 5 of them in their own corner there.
That throw in, Bennett headed it back to the top of the 18, and Hamilton doesn't strike it clean, but nonetheless, it's going to be a goal for Hamilton and an assist for Ian Bennett. So it's 2-0 Rochester. This is the same scoreline we saw last week in Vancouver, but it was the Whitecaps who got the win. 84th minute Hamilton, and Bennett with the assist.
Vancouver's given up 4 goals this year. Both in losses.
And I guess, yeah, when they give up their goals, they give them up in bunches as well.
That's right.
So Rochester coming into tonight a 2-game losing streak. Looking to snap that here tonight against a very solid Vancouver Whitecaps team. Hamilton's 3rd goal of the year, cross into the box. Gets over Haber. Sanchez gets the leftovers at the top of the 18. Knocks it off the mark. Morano heads it back into Haber. Left-footed shot blocked by Greenfield. And we talked about it again. Kitson's boys in front have stood tall this evening.
Yeah, but the Rhinos have to be ready. After you score a goal, you gotta step up. And that's what Vancouver's doing, the actually opposite. They are pushing hard, they're pressing, and they're getting a lot of crosses, a lot of opportunities.
Another corner kick, 4th of the game. Sanchez on the far side. 86th minute. Rochester up 2-0. Long ball. Sanchez. Belasomo with the left foot. Should have done better there. He just gets a soft touch on the ball. Kelfan. Poke into the box. Little flick on header by Haber, and that's off the mark.
Vancouver's getting opportunities that they should be finishing right in the 6. And Belasomo's got to finish that. Haber had that, brought it down on his chest, brought it down to the foot. Lots of opportunities that the Rhinos are giving up, but Vancouver's not capitalizing.
87th minute, Rochester holding off the Whitecaps here, 2-0. Excellent crowd on a beautiful soccer night in Rochester, 7,744. Rochester Rhinos, thank you for attending tonight's game. It's Greenfield lets this one roll out of bounds.
Vancouver is now pressing. If you go back to that goal, Siskarides was in the corner, wasting time like he was up 1-0.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. And you're right, he picked up about 5 yards, just wanted more. Kissy's flick on is taken off the foot of Aquari. Sanchez giveaway here. Bennett with his speed gets around Siskarides. Far side of the 18. Bennett, hard right-footed shot is just whistling wide of the far post. As Rochester looking for more here.
Great run by Bennett. Siskarides tries to grab him and pull him down, but still, it's a tough shot from that angle.
Bennett had the assist, looking for one in the back of the net for himself. Greenfield just sends this downfield, killing the clock here, 88th minute. Rochester up 2-0. Here's Stewart, pressured from Roberts. Sanchez to Kelfan. And that's out of bounds.
It's a big, loud crowd.
Going for the Rhinos. Deep in their own half of the field.
Is that correct? Could it be?
Greenfield to take it. Don't forget, Rochester is home again Friday, June the 4th. NSC Minnesota comes to town. It would be a huge boost for Rochester to fight back with a win tonight against Vancouver.
Tough place to take your own throw in and then put it out of bounds and give it to Knight for this long throw in here.
Here he comes from the near sideline. Whipped into the box. Stewart can't settle it down. Pitchkolan clears it for the Rhinos. They're just going to push Vancouver back into their own half of the field. Eat away at the clock. And Vancouver start their attack once again. Haber looking for Stewart. Greenfield knocks it out of bounds.
Well, yeah, that's the difference. You see Vancouver, they get caught in their own corner and they start not playing 5v2. Greenfield a little bit more patient with the ball. Really not that much pressure. He's got a small guy on his back, and Greenfield should have better quality on the ball than that. So giving Knight another throw-in.
You know what he can bring with these long throws. Here it is. Gets it to the 6. Kissy up and winning the header. Haber off his thigh. Greenfield now clears it again.
Same result.
Bob Lilly looking to go to the bench once again. 89th minute, 90th minute now. And Rochester holding on to a 2-0 lead against Vancouver. Bellamy trying to get Stewart off the ball. Hirano's taken down, and this is going to be a dangerous free kick for Vancouver to the right of Neil Kitson. As 2 minutes of stoppage time, looks like it's the sign from the referee in the middle of the field. And now, Mike, you've got Nash, you've got Sanchez, dead ball. They can make you pay here.
Yeah, another standard situation. Bad place to give up a free kick, particularly with Vancouver, the guys that you got on top of the ball.
So it looks like a 3-man wall for the Rhinos. Sanchez and Nash discussing who will have a hit. 90th minute, Rochester 2-0. Sanchez around the wall, and he finds the back of the net. You almost saw that one coming as soon as the foul was committed.
Hirano made that look really, really good. I don't think the foul was that bad, but hey, that's an experienced player right there, getting a foul, knowing that he's got the guys that can hit a free kick, getting that foul. And wow, Sanchez, what a rip.
Just
look at that.
Swerving it around the wall. Well taken there by Ricardo Sanchez.
Is the wall lined up perfectly?
Good point. Let's have another look at that one. Sanchez, his first of the season. Vancouver not out of this one just yet, as TJ Gore is going to come on and replace Jonathan Greenfield here in stoppage time.
This substitution for your Rochester Rhinos. Entering the game is number 20.
So Gore playing alongside of Roberts on the outside of defense.
Kitson can't do anything about that. Sanchez can put the ball over the wall, around the wall, through the wall.
He's just so technical. Such a great player. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Next to the production trailer for clearing that up for us. There's Sanchez now. Looking forward, long ball. Haber takes it off the chest. Rhinos want it off the hand. Lee Suckle says no, we'll play on. Calfan. Stewart. Corner of the 18, Nash. Back to Calfan, Sanchez. Looking to set this thing up on the far side for Siskarides. Back to Sanchez. Deflection ends up on the foot of Calfan. Siskarides now on the far side. Cuts around Bennett. Still pushing forward. Siskarides takes a shot with the right foot. It's blocked. And the Rhinos clear it deep downfield. Belasomo.
Vancouver's bench is looking very, very good right now. All the guys that have come off the bench. Calfan, Sanchez playing very solid. Stewart, Haber.
TJ Gore just takes this one time. Quarry pushes it right back into the Rhinos half of the field. Calfan, quick cross, cleared away there by Kissy. At about 2 minutes and 15 seconds of stoppage time, Rochester is up 2-1. Flicked on forward for Haber inside the box. Right foot for Quarry! And Kitson quickly to pounce on the ball. Some scary moments there for the Rhinos late in stoppage time.
Oh yeah, Vancouver's pushing on the right side, and it's a tough time to come into the match in the 89th, 90th minute. Gore's having a tough time on that left side, but that's a tough time to come into the match.
Almost sitting perfectly for Aquari. Kitson able to lay on it at the 6.
Vancouver's had a bunch of those opportunities this match, and they haven't taken advantage of it.
There's Kissy or Hamilton on the far side. Last one to touch it, throwing for Vancouver, as that should pretty much do it here, as we've played 3 minutes of stoppage time already. Sanchez boots one forward towards midfield. Pitchkolan is there for the Rhinos. Nash. His ball goes to no one but Franks for Rochester. Kissy. Possession here, Rochester. Gore can't keep this one in bounds. Throwing for the Whitecaps directly in front of their bench here.
The Rhinos got to keep that ball.
Long throwing. Gore gets his head on it. And Lee Suckle has seen enough. 90 minutes plus, Rochester will walk out of Marina Stadium with a 2-1 win over the Vancouver Whitecaps. And the Rhinos, a little payback from last week's 2-0 loss at Swangard Stadium. So with the win, Rochester now picks up win number 4. They are 4-3-2. Much more to come on the post-game show. Stick around. Rochester 2-1 winners over Vancouver on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Oh, come on. Doreen? Oh, hey, Andrea. Where are you off to?
Home, season finale. Never gonna make it.
You have to get a DVR. You record your shows and watch them whenever. It's very liberating.
A DVR, huh?
You should come over. We'll roast a pig or have a milk bath.
Okay.
Free yourself from the TV schedule and wield the power of you. Upgrade to digital cable and get DVR service free for 6 months.
The Wings are back on TWCS for a season you don't want to miss. Catch Red Wings baseball all season long, only on Time Warner Cable Sportsnet, Rochester's sports network.
Well, Memorial Day is just around the corner, and with the kind of pre-owned selection that you find every day if you solo Hyundai, there's enough here to fill a parade. Hey folks, Tom Park with just examples. Whether it's import, domestic, car, truck, van, or SUV, we trade for hundreds and hundreds of vehicles each and every month. We only keep the best ones. You'll also find late model Hyundais as well, all at the right price right now. And of course, many ways to finance. Visit us online and then come see us at Fusillo Hyundai.
And the fans have gathered on the pitch as Rochester has picked up a 2-1 win this evening over the Vancouver Whitecaps. Goals from Hamilton. Hamilton with the game-winning goal this evening for the Rochester Rhinos. Pitchkolan got the scoring started for the Rhinos. So, Mike, tactical adjustments by Bob Lilly. They pay off as Rochester gets the 3 points.
Absolutely. The 4-5-1 paid off. They isolated Nash and Steele. They couldn't really play. Nash really never got a flow of the game. He didn't control the match. But the entire game was up and down. It was a really exciting game to watch for this level.
So Rochester picking up the 3 points. They have almost a week off. They'll be home on Friday, June the 4th, as the Stars NSC Minnesota comes to town. A 7:30 kickoff, and it's also a Friday night party under the lights. $15 gets you a ticket and 2 beers on the Coors Light party deck. Be sure to visit rhinosoccer.com for more information. That'll do it for our TV coverage. On the radio side, stick around for the post-game call-in show. For our producer, John Catalano, our color commentator, Mike Kerms, I'm Joe Giuliano saying good night from Marina Auto Stadium. Rochester picks up the 2-1 win. We'll talk to you next Friday against NSC Minnesota right here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.